Hey guys, in today's video I'm gonna be trimming my hair again. I don't really have a schedule on how often I do this. It's usually just when I feel my ends kind of getting scraggly, if I see single strand knots forming, if I notice a split end. It's probably every 5 to 6 months maybe. I do have a couple of trimming videos already, and those are how I trim my ends on curly hair. It's really easy. If you guys want to check that out, I'll have it linked in the description box and in the information bar. I don't know which side it is, but one of these sides. And recently I've been trimming my hair on blown out hair rather than curly, solely because I've been trying to get the layers out of my hair. I noticed that a lot of people with extraordinarily long hair, which I'm not trying to get, I'm good. That's not the goal. I just want healthy hair. I noticed that a lot of people with extraordinarily long hair, they have all one length, and I'm pretty sure that that helps with knotting and the hair rubbing against each other and the breakage, just having all the ends stop at one level. I have a theory that the layers kind of contribute to breakage, single strand knots, simply because you have like all these different levels of hair and they just kind of like rub up against each other and it causes knotting. This will be my third time that I'm cutting my hair like this. I still have layers in my hair, so it's not perfect. I'm not going to get to all of them admittedly using this method because I'm trying to also get them to grow out. But you can see that this front part is still, you know, shorter than the bottom part, and it's going to take some time for it to catch up. So I stretched my hair by blow drying it with the Revlon blow drying brush, and that is the video before this one. So if you're interested in how I did that, you can click that link. And I used it all low heat, which was awesome for keeping it nice and healthy and moisturized. What I like to do to get it all to be even across is I like to work from the back to the front. And I work in pretty large chunks. If this is your first time doing it, I would not recommend working in such large chunks so you don't chop off too much hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and just brush out this section. So what I do is I just kind of see where my hair is at, and as you can see, they're pretty even. I did a pretty good job on my last trim, and so we just kind of want to keep that basic. Sure, just walk through my video. Sorry. We're just gonna try and get the dead ends off while still keeping it nice and even. Just try and get it as straight as you can. Then I'm gonna take my little rat tail comb. I'm not going to put the comb all the way through my whole head because it's already brushed out. I'm just going to kind of go to the ends. So I'm going to use the rat tail comb to feel where it starts to get kind of a little bit of tension. That's usually where your knots and everything are. So I'm just going to take it down until I feel some tension, which is about right here. So, I don't need a lot off today. It's not a lot at all. I only have to trim off about 1/4 of an inch. So this is kind of where I start to feel the resistance. I put it through enough times to know that that's definitely needing to come off. So I just trimmed off my little line of hair, and now I'm going to see how that feels. Nice and smooth. Rat tail comb. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. Again, feel where I'm getting resistance, and again it's around the 1/4 inch mark. Just going to put it through one more time just to be sure. This one kind of goes like right under my boob. I feel like this one needs to go under my boob just a little bit more. Okay. I usually just try to get it all in one crisp shot so there's no like stragglers. I hate the stragglers. I'm just going to double check. I'm just using shears that I found at my local beauty supply, and they are the Oster brand. Very nice. Very sharp. Be careful. Alright, so now we have our hair at the same length, and we can use this as kind of a benchmark as we move on to the other sections. When I cut my hair curly, it's such an easier process because I don't have to keep all my hair down. Basically what I'm doing is just brushing out the section, using my rat tail comb to go through the section and find where the damage is occurring on my ends. Go through that a couple times. After it's detangled, you can kind of feel where that tension starts, and that's where you're going to want to cut. It's about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and just use my other side to just kind of compare to make sure it is the same length, and I'm going to trim. This is more like 1/8 of an inch rather than 1/4 of an inch. So I just trimmed off a little bit less just so that I can put the two sections together and really make sure I'm not taking off too much. Again, because the goal is to get this all to be one length. I'm going to use this rat tail comb again, bring it through and see how it feels. All right, so here you can kind of see how that little tail kind of hangs down. I'm going to chop that off so it's all one length. Okay, just a little bit. So now, as you can see, the hair is nice and straight across. I still have layers in my hair, like the little pieces here that kind of pop up. They don't go all the way down to here. So what I'll do is if I notice a single strand knot or a split end or something just randomly, I'll just try and chop it off. Some strands will be left behind in this process. And now you guys can kind of also see why I like doing larger sections, because this would just take forever if I didn't. Now we know that we're doing 1/4 of an inch all around. Everyone's gonna be different. So whatever your measurement was, just cut off half of that so that you can use the rest of your hair to get it even with your length. So here I am with a little bit of tension at 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna just move it down a little bit more. So I'm at 1/8 of an inch. This is 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to add the section together. Well, the section is going to get really big. We're not going to be able to put all the hair in one section. Eventually, we're just going to have to take pieces of the section. Don't let the section fill your finger like this, because the hair is going to move and you're not going to get a good trim. As I'm combing, I'm actually trying to condense the hair because I want it all to fit between my knuckle and the forefinger, because that's where you have most control, and then clamp it shut. So you see that little round bubble? That's the excess I'm going to go ahead and trim off. So here's the other 1/8 inch that I am cutting off. That will equal 1/4. So the layers in my hair right now as I'm growing them out are kind of a back area and a front area. So all the front area is one length and all the back area is one length. So I see that I have a little bit of the front area pieces in here. So I'm gonna take those out because I want to trim those with the rest of the front area pieces. I don't want to start like any new section. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those back in with the other ones. Now I'm grabbing just half of that section just so I can handle all the hair, and getting the hair in between the knuckle and the forefinger. If you do plan on cutting through a lot of hair at the same time, then I would definitely suggest investing in a good pair of scissors that can cut through all that hair. I feel like I took a little bit too much off on that last one. Look at this hair. I'm actually surprised I didn't have to take off more than this, because I thought my hair was in worse shape. So now on this front section, I'm kind of making another level, because this section is always going to be shorter than the longer section. It's going to need some time to catch up, so I'd rather the front section be its own level and then the bottom section be its own level until they catch up. So I'm going to just use this as the new marker. As you can see, the other one went under my boob, and this one kind of just starts like right in the middle. So 2 levels is better than 16, okay? When I was growing the color out of my hair, I was literally just cutting the color out. So fed up with the color that I just trimmed it all out. Hair was like a ton of different lengths, and then on top of that I was cutting layers into it. So we definitely had to, get rid of that. I know that this side is in the middle of my boobs. I'm gonna try and get that the same area. Love cutting my hair. Feels so freeing. If I didn't need hair for my videos, I would. So now we're nice and even. We're looking good. We've got our new benchmark. I think I'm just going to do this whole chunk. Why not? Wow, this section is really uneven. Straight across. it still kind of is layered here. So I'm just gonna take this section here because I do want it to be healthy. And it does need to get a trim, and I know it didn't get trimmed because it doesn't go all the way down to here. So I'm just gonna take it, I'm just gonna see if there's anything there that needs to come off. Might not be anything, but there, oh yes, there's some stuff. See that? Scraggly, you can see little tiny balls. It's very thin. I'm just cutting off the parts that need to go. All right, I feel good about this side. Okay, so I am completely done. Everything is nice and even. The front part is always the hardest part because, you know, it's naturally where I get the most breakage, so I have the most layers. It's admittedly not the best job I've ever done, but then again, I'm not in my bathroom and the mirror is way over there. So I don't think I did terribly given the circumstances. And the first time I did this, I actually cut off a pretty good amount of hair in effort to get it all even. So right now my hair is pretty healthy, so I can kind of just, you know, clean it up here and there. I don't want to put in the idea that you should like save ends for the sake of a look. That's not what it's about. If you do have, you know, dead ends, split ends, knots or anything like that, you definitely do want to cut it off, even if it kind of goes against the whole keeping your hair one length situation. Again, this is kind of something new that I've been doing. I usually just cut it curly and take off everything that needs to come off. In the next video, I'll show you how I'm styling this, but I just wanted to show you how I've been trimming my hair lately. So yeah, I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.